Good day, this 344th day, meaningful moments, 365 days. Last night, there was an experience of going to this exhibit called Illumination at a place nearby where we live called Morton Arboretum. And this is a beautiful, preserved area, forests, trees, ancient trees, and an arboretum, so they take care of trees there. And during this time of year, they have this exhibit that's just amazing. Of course, I had no idea what I would experience there. But it brought me to this place and to my husband who was with me and to others that we spoke with and that I could hear also talking about the experience. And it was so interesting to gather all that information of how people were having this experience, what their perception was. And it got me to thinking about experience perception. And this time that we're coming into greater awareness, we're starting to integrate more of how things are coming into our awareness through our levels of perception. And there's 4 different ways that we're perceiving. So we have this experience where we're perceiving from the physical level. And in this physical level, it's the outward expression of what we, see, touch, taste, feel kind of experience, the physical plane, or what is experienced in the body. And then there is that next level of perception, which is more the feeling, what we actually feel within ourselves from an experience. And then on to the mind, how we identify it and the way we think about it, or perhaps the way we believe what that experience is. And then from the level of inwardly, what this means as it touches us in this deeper way. And all of us are experienced with perceiving perhaps more in one or other of the areas, or a few of them. But now we're getting to have this fuller experience, and it's true for everything, whatever the experience is, whether it's an experience like I shared at the beginning of this live, which was about this exhibit, the Illumination, and all the different levels of perception that experience was held for me. And I could hear it in other individuals as they were, interpreting their own parts. But it's also true for how we experience things that might not be pleasant, or that are painful, or that are illnesses, or that disturb us in some kind of way. We can take it at every level of perception, what that's manifested like, and how it's experienced in the physical body, how it's experienced in that more emotional, or that realm where we also have feelings, not just the emotions, but the feeling behind it. And then there's that level of how we believe that to be, like, have we judged it a certain way? Have we named it a certain way? Where are we drawing this belief of perception from? That thought that goes on, that plays on in our head. And then what does it mean, like, inwardly to us on this bigger scope of the fullness of who we are, the journey that we're on, this life that we're living, this deeper soulful way of perceiving. So these 4 levels of perception we can use to gather that information. Sometimes we find out that they're all different little interpretations. Just as I was listening to all those individuals at the exhibit and gathering information from all of that, of all this that was around me in the collective, we had this individually going on too, and also in the collective at the same time. But it was so beautiful to understand that and to have that wisdom that comes down and trickles into us, and we say, yes, I can feel my consciousness expanding. So in this way, perhaps this meaningful moment is arriving for you as you encounter different experiences in your life, in different ways that you can perceive it, so that you can gather this information from all these levels of perception, track what it is that your experience is, go inwardly to be able to address them at each of those levels of perception, because none of them are separate from one another. they actually have this full roundedness to them that is a truer picture of the wholeness that we are in body, mind, and soul. For you in this meaningful moment, I hope, friends,